Hi, this is Paul, Golden Gate Enterprises. We are going to be replacing this railing system here on this deck. It's going to have a little bit of a slope on it. We're going to have to figure out whether or not we're going to have to adjust the post, or we're just going to keep the railing at a slight angle in order to keep the 42 inches. The only place you really connect to the wall per se to have to show the angle is on the far side over there. So let's take a walk through this. This is for you, Russ, on the lower deck. If I had to look at the profile, and we can follow the drawing, we've got a little return that goes back into the wall here. It's about 3 feet there, comes out, comes across, and we have about 40 feet across the front face here. And this is on the lower deck we're talking about. And if we come around here, I believe, we'll look at the measurements on my piece of paper, but I believe that's about 14 feet, that return, and that's about another 10 feet, this piece that ties into the post. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to probably end our railing with an independent post, not tied into that pipe that's there, and that will be the end of our railing. And the rest should be pretty straightforward, 90 degree, and a 90 degree down there. And it's kind of hard to see through all of this, but we're not going to do the stair railings at this point, but we are going to do the railings on this other part of the deck on the same, if you want to call it the first level where we're doing the railings, and you can see how the railing comes down and returns. And I know that that's about 14 feet where the barbecue is to the end, and then it's about another 5 or 6 feet into the wall. And again, we have the same situation with the round post there. I don't think we want to use that to tie into unless you've got some creative idea how to do it. We're going to have to end it with a post at either end. And then the other interesting piece is that we're going to have to anticipate and deal with is what we do at the top of the stairs. So I'm going to come up at the top of the stairs, and there's the tie-in, if you want to call it, with the round post that's there, and we're offhand not going to get rid of that round post. But I have an interesting thought at this point, and let's see how many of these round posts do we have that are of issue. I really don't want to screw with them. I was thinking of maybe making that a big aluminum post, and that's probably about, I don't know, 10 feet tall, and I've got to have a plate to pick up the support for the corner of that deck, and then we can do a surface mount over there. So we need to talk about that and maybe use that to tie the railing into. So that's one detail we need to talk about. And then the other one is we've got the same post situation here, and we're going to be doing a Duradeck on this, so we're going to have to deal with this post situation one way or another, maybe. And you can see what they've done. It's really nothing significant. That's 2 2x there, and they just have a square plate on the top of that post. It's really not a whole lot of anything that's holding it in, and this is just simple steel pipe. So maybe the idea is we go with our aluminum post, our bigger one, and we make a plate that kicks out that way and tag it in. And I think so it can't be bi-directional because there's no way for the plate to come out. Although on this, if you look, they've got a screw on that one corner. But anyway, I'll let you look at that. We can figure it out. And I'm 6, 7, 8. That's probably that's about 8.5, 9 feet high over there. So if we kept the post, we'd end with our own post right next to it, 90 degree turn. You can see all of this here that I just went through. We'll be surface mounting. This is a picket railing system, and that's about it. And if we go up top, you can see that they've wall mounted it, but I want to end with a post and probably wall mount it. And we're talking about on the upper deck about 20 feet here, and then we come in about 5 or 6 feet here, get another 20 feet across the front, and the little return up top is about, let's call it 5 feet to hit the top of the stairs over there. And that again is another detail of where we're going to have some type of tie-in or separation from the top of the stairs. So what I'm thinking is Geez, how will we do this? Russell, you'll figure it out with me. For waterproofing, I probably want to take this plate out, but also for integrity of this stair railing, I probably don't want to touch it. So I'm thinking I would probably go ahead and cut this railing off here and here, leave this in place, put my post right there, and then begin our railing system that comes over here. So over here at the top of the stairs, you can see the stair railing comes up, and then we have this little detail here. So I'm thinking we keep this railing here in place, and we end up putting our post right here, and when we come down here and make the return, I have to worry about possibly that little gap because it's more than 4 inches. So we need to talk about that a little bit here. And the whole problem is that we're not replacing the stair railing at this point here. Okay, so now you've got the upper part of the railing here, you've got the upper part of the railing here, and you can kind of see what's happening. And come right over here, and we're pretty straightforward. Okay, so this is Paul, Golden Gate Enterprises, and I'll give you those dimensions, Russ. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. And I'm going to keep going here because I want to get a view of this here for purposes of our waterproof deck. We're going to have to break open all the stucco that's here. This looks like it has a little slope on it. That's got a little slope. I'm just talking to myself here. Can build up a angle that way, build up an angle that way. I think this upper deck will be a lot easier to deal with for us than in comparison to the lower deck. And we got a little room to work with at the threshold there. So the upper deck looks pretty good. We got to change out the fascia board, and that's about it. I can see this thing has got a lip on it, the way they've installed this railing. Let's see. Over here, Steve, I know what you were talking about. We've got the stairs here. Maybe what we can do is crown the deck a little bit along this line here, have this flow over here, and then have all of this slope to the front, which, by the way, I think it's already doing to some reasonable extent, and we can just float it out and transition it over there. I think that actually already goes down that way, and it goes down here. Okay, this is Paul, Golden Gate Enterprises. Thank you.